Hey everybody, welcome back to the Apartment Geek Weekly. I'm Chris Robinson. I'm excited to have a good friend here today, Cameron Aldrich, who actually works on the 6th floor of the office building that we're in, down in Mission Valley. Cameron's a buddy of mine. We're really competitive in a fun way when it comes to surfing and working out and fitness. And if I ever need to get pushed to doing anything harder or better, probably, this is the guy who I want there to kind of like make me go harder or be better. So
thanks, man.
Yeah. So a little compliment for you. And we're talking today about delayed gratification and specialization. And I thought about this for 2 or 3 days, and I was like, who in my life has really done a good job and is kind of a role model in some ways, as somebody who's specialized and kept their head down and with maybe your business, and has known that in the long run, I think you have a long game thought process.
Approach,
yeah, where you're not just looking for immediate gratification,
sure,
which I think a lot of people out there are just chasing like the dollar, the buck right now. Mm-hmm. So Cameron Aldrich, and how long have you been at Chicago Title?
Thanks for having me on the show, first of all.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited. The show is getting bigger and bigger. So
yeah,
much appreciated. 17 years at Chicago Title. Yeah. And there's obviously a lot of chances along the way to jump ship and go to other companies, but it's been a really good place for me long term. And I almost basically started my career out of college there, and I've stayed there. The ability to work on all different segments of the market, but especially the apartment market and multifamily space, has been really good at Chicago Title.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we have a lot of different types of services, but the escrow and the title units are all really, they're really set up to work with commercial, multifamily, industrial throughout San Diego, throughout California, and also we do nationwide, and that's why I've stayed there. Has been able to work locally, but also nationwide on different segments of the market.
So almost 2 decades. I like your story as it relates to apartments, because people in apartments are like, oh my gosh, I'm only making 4 or 5% return. It's not very sexy. I'm going to go to Arizona or Tennessee or Texas. Did you ever get, you obviously haven't, but you were tempted to go into other professions, other areas?
Yeah, especially I think at other marketplaces, maybe Chicago Title in Los Angeles or other locations. But I really like San Diego. The location of San Diego is it's very unique compared to anywhere else in the world. So when you buy real estate here, you know that you're going to have the ability to have a long-term gain.
Yeah.
And I've been an apartment owner thanks to you guys. And
yeah,
I'm very motivated with that. To buy here in San Diego and be close to the apartments and multifamily that I own. So.
Yeah, that's another reason why Cam's on here, because we can relate to each other, and he owns his own apartment complexes. So, and I think you make a good point, because when you buy in San Diego, it's a long-term gain where maybe you're not cashing huge checks cash flow wise in the beginning, but typically, if you look back many decades, values will go up over the years, and you get to a point after 3, 4, or 5 years where you can refinance, pull money out tax-free, and then go buy more units, which I know is something that you've been kind of thinking about.
Yeah.
In other markets, you get more return, cash flow wise, typically, with more risk, but it's harder because the appreciation is like not nearly as like what it is on the West Coast.
Right.
Because we have the ocean and landlocked, so to speak.
Yeah, and I've been able to buy and hold and refi, like we talked about on some of my stuff. So
delayed,
yeah, and I think it's a great place to own real estate. And people want to chase the next deal, the next dollar, but a lot of times holding real estate and having a long-term game is good. I call it the marathon.
Yeah,
and I've been definitely the marathon at work too, and not the sprint, where I build relationships slowly and build them concrete and try to make sure that I'm building those relationships to where they're going to last a long time, and we're going to be friends or business partners for life.
I like that. It reminds me of something my business coach, I think you met Greg, taught me about. Rather than doing right off the bat, it's about kind of how you show up. So be, do, have, as opposed to a lot of like humans where we we just want to do and have right away, as opposed to like, how are we showing up? How's our mindset? Which will lead to what we're doing, which will lead to what we have. I think you've done a good job with that.
Thanks. Yeah, be present, be genuine in your relationships, and I think that pays off in the end. If you can give as much as possible and connect people and
Sure.
give back, that speaks volumes, I think, for you. And you know, I think you guys have done a good job of that. And I think it's good. It's a good way to be.
And I think a lot of owners, apartment owners out there, do that too, because there's really wealthy investors that we deal with and talk with, and I think I think a lot of them give back money or time, probably a lot of money, frankly.
Yeah.
How does your day-to-day title business relate to buying apartments? That's my next question. You've kind of answered that. I think you're kind of long-term oriented, right?
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about, I've been pretty lucky to invest with some of my clients or invest on deals maybe that I've been able to see because I'm in the business. So I think it's a good place to be, as I work in title and escrow, and we see a lot of different transactions go on. And so I've been able to kind of be around it for 17 years and learn a lot from you guys. And that's helped me invest in my own deals and just being knowledgeable.
Yeah, you're exposed to a lot.
Right. So that's been fun. It's been fun to learn something every single day and continue to grow and learn.
Yeah. You've got 3 boys who I know, they're freaking awesome.
Thanks.
Married family. How do you balance? Initially, when we came on, or when I was like, I want Cameron to do this with, to come on, I was going to talk about balance. And I'm like, I don't know how many apartment owners are going to relate, how much value it's going to add, but balance, like how do you find the time to spend time with family and go have fun? We go on surf trips, travel, enjoy your life. I think I like this topic and this question because there's so many people who just, they work. And I guess if that makes them happy, then that's fine. I don't want to judge that. But it also comes down to health.
Yeah.
You got to exercise and exercise the most important muscle, your heart, and do all that,
Yeah. I think for me, being able to have that balance with fitness, with family, with surfing, with travel has been good, and obviously with work. So when you
Baxter's coming in for in the video. He's our secret guest.
When you have the ability to find that balance, then I think it doesn't jeopardize one piece of your life. And I think for me, the family has been a big thing. I got to make sure that I'm finding time for the family. The initial 5 to 10 years, I'm not going to lie, was a grind, and you want to get out and meet as many people as possible. And I need to be out in the marketplace as much as possible. And we were having kids. And so slowly, as we had more and more children, I was able to kind of dial that back and start delegating some of that stuff to my assistant.
That was kind of what I was going for, yeah.
So finding that balance with delegating some of my time to other things was part of my growth at Chicago Title. And I was able to now be at a place where I'm very comfortable in the business to be able to meet new people, travel, find time for health, fitness, family, and everything, and be able to balance it. But I continue to be challenged every day and try to find the right balance, the right amount of time for each one of those things.
I like that, yeah. Delegation and the ability to give up some control to hopefully somebody who you can trust. We see that in the apartment game a lot, where a client has a ton of money, a huge net worth, $40, $50 million, $100 million, whatever. And they don't, I think it's a control thing where they want their hands on everything. Mm-hmm. And what I see is that takes quality of life down, because they're not spending time doing things that they really love or being with people who they care about. So I think for people watching, it's just an awareness of like, what are you spending your time doing?
Right.
And I think you do a good job with the family, and you're not in there. You delegate the things that maybe you can, or you don't like to do.
Yeah. I've seen people not be able to find good help. And I think a lot of it comes down to how good are you to people. If you can be super good to people, they'll be good back to you. And so finding the right amount of teammates that help your team is key. Yeah.
I think that's some good insights. And then specialization, we own properties in San Diego, and I think it's interesting. And a lot of owners do this where they buy in certain parts of town, is they create systems. and they specialize, so to speak, in the South Bay or Central or North.
Mm-hmm.
And if you conquer one area, then you go to something else. But I like the systems and the efficiencies of specialization.
Yeah, I mean, I own a couple apartments and close together in a certain area, but I don't personally mind being diverse in the San Diego marketplace.
Yeah.
So that way you have some diversity in the county. But
Sure.
But I think San Diego is a safe place to be investing.
But you're not chasing opportunities in Arizona and other states.
No, and I've taken a lot from, like I said, from you guys and from other people about being able to be close and being tangible, and you can actually go and touch it, feel it if you need to.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Cameron, thank you for coming on here.
Thanks for having me.
You're in it for the long run. I love that. That's my take on business and relationships and giving back too. So we're gonna put Cameron's stuff in the link in the video. So if anybody wants to chat with him about life or business, or title stuff specifically, title insurance, Chicago Title, and he's been, one of the top guys in the top people in the entire nation, right? For X amount of years. So I think it's admirable that you do that with balance as well.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks for tuning in, and happy investing. Until next time. Thanks. Bye.